Hello, students in the Emotional Intelligence course. I am Kia Williams. I'm the instructor for this term, and I got a really good question from some students about what they need to be doing and what they need to be writing in the first written assignment, which is for Unit 2. So I thought I would come on and verbalize what I would be looking to see in those assignments. And if you have any questions about it after you watch this video, then feel free to reach out to me via Moodle message, or you can post in our course form where we have continuing questions about assignments. Okay? All right, so there are a couple of things that I want to note about this assignment. The first is that the assignment should be about 1,200 or 1,200 words. Okay? It should be APA formatted. I'll be looking for that when folks are looking for a review from the instructor. So APA format means that it's going to be double spaced, that you're going to be citing your sources inside of the text, and that you're going to be providing a reference page at the end of your assignment with all of the references that you cited inside of the text. Okay, so those are the two most important things, because if you do not do that, then it's possible that your assignment can be pulled up for plagiarism, and we don't want that. Make sure that you are citing sources for ideas, not just for direct quotes. Okay, for the direct quote, you're going to want to have the author's last name, the date or the year of the publication, and you're also going to want to have a page number or paragraph number. But if you're just citing an idea, you're going to use your own words, and you're going to cite the author's last name and the year of the publication. Okay, any questions about that? Visit the announcement form so that you can get a little bit more information on APA style. Okay, or you can always send me a Moodle message, of course. All right, so a couple of things about this assignment. It's all about your MBTI type, okay, that 4-letter code that you took. The first part of this assignment is just to take the personality test, okay, and all of that information is listed underneath of the assignment. If you click on written assignment for this unit, it'll give you all these instructions. I'm just going to kind of overview the instructions that are already written there. Right? So the first part of the assignment is just to take the test. Once you figure out what your 4-letter personality code is, you're going to start to think about what that means for you in practice. Okay? So once you've identified yours, you're going to also go in and identify someone who is the complete opposite of you. Okay? So my personality type is INFJ. Okay, so I'm going to be looking, my complete opposite is going to be someone who is E, and who's going to be extroverted, who is going to be sensing, so ES, who is going to be thinking, T, and someone who's going to be perceiving, it would be a P. Okay, that would be my complete opposite type, and I'm going to read about that opposite type and understand what characterizes that type, what this type of person might be interested in, what this type of person might have strengths and weaknesses in. The same thing that I did for myself when I looked up my type and started to understand what that meant for me. Okay, so that's part one. You're going to write about your type. You're going to write about your opposite type. Okay, so a good way to organize this in your paper so that we all know that you're writing about it is to make a nice little kind of title heading for my type is, and write about your type. My opposite type is, and write about your opposite type. Okay, the next thing that you're going to want to do is that you're going to give examples, right? You're going to think of 2 examples where you had a conflict with another person. I would encourage you to think of examples of conflicts that you had either with a teacher or a peer or a student, or something in your professional life as opposed to something in your private life. But feel free to share what you think might be best. I don't want you to feel extra vulnerable, as you know that your peers are going to be reading this. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so you're going to think about 2 examples of conflicts that you had, something that was challenging for you. And after you find those examples, those 2 examples, you're going to write what happened in those examples and why those 2 examples seem so challenging for you. Okay, so you might write something like, I got into an argument with a coworker at work. We couldn't agree on this particular thing, and they said this to me, and I said that to them, and this is how it ended up, and this is how it was resolved, right? So you're going to tell me the story of what went down, and then you're going to reflect on why that was so challenging to you? What was it about this person that really kind of grinded your gears and made you feel uncomfortable and made you feel like this was something that was a conflict? Okay, so you're going to write about that. And then you're also going to incorporate what you know about yourself and what you know about other MBTI types. So you're going to reflect on, again, there's no right or wrong here. I just want you to start thinking critically about what aspects of your personality may have lent to that conflict, what aspects of your personality may have made the conflict less, may have resolved the conflict. What do you think the personality type of the person that you were in conflict with is? Do you think maybe they had some opposite personality characteristics to you? Do you think they had similar personality characteristics to you? How do you think those things played out in the conflict? And how do you think those personality traits played out in the resolution of the conflict? Okay, so you're going to think about those things. And then the fourth thing that you're going to do is you're going to think about strategies. So I want you to specifically write 3 to 5 strategies based on what you've learned in the last week about emotional intelligence and what you've also learned about your MBI type and the MBI type of others, the opposite of yours. What 3 to 5 strategies could you use to resolve conflicts either in your work life or in your academic life in the future? Okay, and I want you to write about those strategies and tell why you think that those strategies might be helpful. Okay, and of course, as I mentioned, that all of this should be about 1,200 total words. The first 1,000 are going to be kind of all of this reflection and writing about your MBI type and your opposite MBTI type, and then the last about 200 to 250 are kind of going to be these strategies that you come up with. It is very helpful when you bold, have title headings, when you have your paper separated into sections that account for these 4 things that you're going to do. It makes it much easier for your peers to read, and they know they're not missing anything because you've made it nice and clear for them. So again, if you have any questions about this, please send me a Moodle message. I'm happy to answer more questions, but hopefully this helps you out. Okay? Happy writing.